Hello, welcome to another tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy. And the painting I'm bringing you today is a monochromatic painting of a kind of a stormy scene. And I felt like doing a monochromatic. And so I know they're not as popular on the channel as the full color ones, but you know, I pretty much share everything I do unless it's really bad. And I think you could learn a lot from this, to be honest. And even more so if you check it out in the members area. Now there is a link underneath the video to the members area. Members area is run by YouTube, not by me. It's $6 a month, of which they get half, you know, which is cool. It's their plantation. I'm just farming on it. Yeah. Anyway, one thing I wanted to point out is that if you're going to do a monochromatic, it's really difficult to work on a brown board like I normally do. Working on white, I'm sure, is quite possible. If I was to try and do this on a white canvas, I'd probably rub down the canvas first with some gray or something. In this case, I hit the board with some gray acrylic paint a couple hours before doing the painting, and it was totally dry and ready to go. I don't know why I'm showing you the sugar. Again, that'd probably be in the members area. But you're going, okay, yeah, well, tell me why I should care about your monochromatic painting. Well, here's why. A lot of you have a real problem actually getting yourself to paint. The number one thing I always hear is, I don't have any time, da 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 da. Which, you know, let's be honest, is a bit of a fib, because you have time to do all sorts of things. You know, painting is hard. You know, but it's not that rewarding really unless you do a good amount of it. It's definitely most people aren't very good at it until they do quite a bit of painting, but that's okay because the struggle is real and it's very worthwhile and rewarding. In fact, I'd have to say, of all the things I do in my day, doing a painting is usually the most rewarding thing. Yeah, but let's talk about why a black and white is really good. Two colors, black, white. Okay, and usually I will mix a pile of a middle gray, say a 50% value. You don't want it to be too light. Don't go 40% value. If it comes out 60%, that's still fine. 90% of the painting, you know, I'm sure you'll see, like I do, that you keep reaching for that pile of middle gray, you know. So you've got two colors, and you've got a board, you know, and you've got so many components that make the paintings, whether a painting's going to be good or not, are decided right there. Okay, you got values, you've got drawing, okay, and you've got the expressive brush handling. You got all kinds of things you could do. Now, one thing, and before I go much further, I want to point out that you'll see at about the 6-minute mark in our video, is it 6? Maybe 8-minute mark, things go quite dark. This is because I ended up doing the whole painting too dark, and you can't tell so much right now because the camera compensates for exposure, so it always gives me optimal, nice exposure. But while I really liked a lot of the things I did on this painting, I kept looking at it in the drying area and going, wow, that's just too dark. It's just too dark. And so the session from 8 minutes on is when I loaded it, put it back on the easel. With the sole intention of lightening it, which, you know, of course is going to change it completely. I'm pretty happy with what I did. It ended up kind of sketchy looking, which is fine. I think it's a nice little black and white painting, and I can glaze it and do something else with it if I like, and maybe I will. You can certainly use a gray painting to make a night scene, but didn't take that long. The whole entire painting session in the members area is an hour and a half, and I thought I'd keep this video a little shorter than usual as well, just because I know these types of paintings aren't that popular. The monochromatics tend not to be that popular, but I put them up anyway because I think it's valuable. I think it's great. You could, as a person wanting to learn painting, do nothing but monochromatic paintings, and you'll find you get incredibly good at doing monochromatic paintings. And then when you start bringing in color, all the strengths that you gained will just come into your color work as well. Now you still have, and the main thing that the main questions I get asked about here on the channel are about color. And let's face it, it takes a while to learn how to mix the colors that you see and want to create. That's its own thing, though, really, because um, you can work with that. Meanwhile, you've handled your values better by doing monochromatic paintings, and not only that, it took less time. So you did a painting where maybe you had a period of time that you would have done nothing because you didn't want to commit to doing this full bore painting. So I highly recommend adding monochromatics to your practice. And a lot of times I do the same equivalency with the sepia paintings. They're very similar in that they are also mono or duochromatic, you know. They don't require a lot of pigments. They don't require as much time and energy. They're not in full blazing color, and so that component isn't as much of a factor. I did recently, the last one, the one that's up on the channel right now, the previous painting to this is such a painting, and that's been designed to do some power glazing, which I just put a coat of liquid on today. It was bone dry, so now you got to watch out on the black and whites. A lot of times, like I think my black here is Mars black, which dries pretty quick. But a lot of times black is a slow dryer, so if you're thinking of doing glazing, you want to give it at least a week and a half, even better 2 weeks. I've had my black run on me, and it's really, really disheartening when you like a painting and you see that you've destroyed it by putting some liquid on it. And normally I will do a buffer coat of liquid in between glazing coats just because it gives me the ability to wipe things off and have a lot more control. Whereas like if I just did a glaze on this, like this I would glaze with browns and blues, and I got an idea for a night scene actually. In a case like that, you know, the black could totally run, and you'd lose out that nice gestural work. When that's happened to me, I've just gone in and done a fix-it operation, but it's never quite right. It's never quite the same. Yeah, and I was very fond of the way these clouds came out. I like it in the, you'll see what I do coming up very momentarily. And so we lost some stuff, but whatever, you know, it was too dark, and so the only person that probably would have ever wanted this painting around would have been yours truly. That could have been the end of the session, but I looked at it for a while, and now we see it's on the easel. It's been coated with liquid. That's why you see a little bit of reflective quality. You see, like you can see the reflection of my arm in there and stuff. That's that liquid. Yeah, I had to debate, you know, I had to do it, but you know, I say a little prayer first, and then you know, you're going to lose what you had, but you could still get something good. And you know, just as an aside, I was doing a nice full color painting yesterday, and getting a little tired, thinking, oh, maybe I'll just do my block in, and then I'll do all these details in a second painting session. But I got my second wind and finished it, because I know what'll happen when you put that painting back on the easel again. You really run the risk of just losing most of what you liked about the painting in the process, and then maybe you just had a couple things to fix. You know, here you can see how much I lightened that, and now you wouldn't have been able to tell as much if I had that light on. That's why I'm sort of painting in the dark. So if you made it to this time, where are we, 9 minutes or so, huge tip if you're struggling with creating paintings that are too dark. A lot of times that is just, well, first of all, because you're painting too dark. But if you have good bright lighting in your work area, things might look fine under that bright light, but then when you get them in a normal sort of environment, the paintings look really too dark. And so if you did a painting like that, you can do what I did here, and I just I fixed it with the light off. And that's what you're seeing now. It's why it looks, you know, a little dingy, a little dirty. I could see very clearly what I was doing, but I really didn't. And it just hang in there, because around the 12-minute mark, you'll see me turn the light on, and you'll see how the camera automatically adjusts. That's how I have my settings, and I've had Whew, so much input over the years from people. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. And what happens every time I do that is I end up with videos that are failures. And so I work within these parameters from what the video does as far as exposure and also focus. And I get good videos, and so that's what I do. That's what I stick with. So the challenge here was like every time I lighten something, and then light and say put in those bright bits of light in the clouds, then I've got to go in and lighten the dark clouds again, right? I kept going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and towards the end I just started getting real sketchy with things because I didn't want to end up with a super tweaky painting. I wanted to have a loose dramatic feeling, and yeah, I succeeded in saving it, I think, and it's open for some other work. You know, one of the things across my mind would be maybe do like one of these night scenes like the Dutch guys would do, using this as a foundation for that. By the way, it's based on an old pictorialist photo, really tiny, really low resolution. And one thing about that photo is there was a bunch of the area down on the ground was actually like another body, a small body of water, and it just didn't make a clear, congruent and cohesive statement. So I just made it ground only. So since you've got to this far, 11 minutes or so, I'm going to lay this tip on you. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Don't put things in your paintings where people go, what's that? Don't do it. You won't be there to answer the question, so don't do it. And that was the reason why, although it was a very interesting little pond and things, I knew to really sell it and get the idea across would be a major effort and still be a chance of like, what is this? Why is there water here? And we could see the water out there, and what's going on? And people won't even make that much of an effort. Maybe your mom will. Your mom might. Oh, what's that pond there? Is that a pond, son? Is that a lake on the other side? You get what I'm saying. Anyway, quick video for you today. I'll be coming back real quick with another one. I have some nice stuff in the pipeline for you. So appreciate you a lot. So Happy New Year. Check out the members area. I'll probably, I don't think I'll put this for sale on my site right now. I think I'm going to do some glazing on it and stuff. Anyway, until I come back with another video, do me a favor, do me a solid. Take good care. You saw that light on for a minute, right? You saw the true color of the gray. It's not all brown like this. Anyway, until I come back with another video, do me a favor. Take good care of yourself, your family, all your loved ones. Be patient with people who have opinions that differ from your own. Stay out of trouble. And God bless you and your family. I hope you have a really healthy, joyous, and prosperous new year.